investors and for, of course, the companies. The reason when I say that is these are slightly commoditized, but at the same time easily transferable businesses. And the model of such a transfers is already well established. Then the question comes, which are the end user industries, end user segments in which these opportunities lie? I would rate, although the manufacturing and telecom is a bigger chunk, I would say that the next higher growth rate is in the healthcare support services for two reasons. One is the life expectancy across the globe, across continents is increasing. It is now, if you now take Japan, which is the average life expectancy is 90, and even within the African and even within Asia, it has been now moving up to 60 plus. So with that, the need for this, all this life expectancy comes with lot of medication and with lot of medical management. So given that, the need for more healthcare services and then again more healthcare support services, this gives a large opportunity. I would say that this sector will grow at least by 10% year on year. We are seeing lack of, when I speak to some of our US clients, they say that with the changes that has taken place recently in US in terms of what they call it as disciplines required. Say for example, a norm has been moved from A to B, and the norm movement has made availability of resources within US much lesser actually. So that means there are opportunities for countries like India, maybe Vietnam, maybe China, where the demographic dividend is higher actually. So I would say that...
Request करती हूँ Mr. K. Ravi Kumar, Honorable Secretary Industries, Government of Jharkhand, सर आप अपनी presentation दें सर.
Good afternoon to everyone. On behalf of Department of Industry, I would like to give small brief on the basic developed infrastructure available for the IT BPO sector, and also the land availability and the rate, the concession offered by the government, the way the single window clearance system, that what are the issues, what are the other issues we resolve for you, and also the procurement of goods and services for the state. The procurement of goods and services, that is a recent addition after the discussion with the Honorable Chief Minister. He told that just to brief the BPO industry about that. First. We offer land in the industrial area at the 50% of the rate in which we offer for the other industry. Even that 50% is the much below the market rate. When you see the reserve price also, it is much below the market price. If you are setting up IT industry or any IT park or BPO office, the land price is 50%. That 50% also you will be paying in 10 equal installments over 5 years. That is also without interest. It means actually from the reserve price, if you calculate, it will be something around the 30% of the price which you are paying. If suppose you are getting the land in the industrial area, only that we will be ensuring the payment schedules. That's a condition which is put. Suppose in case of the Jamshedpur that we are coming up, that the area, the local market rate, it will be something around 4 to 5 crore. The land will be paying at something around 50 lakhs rupees. That 50 lakhs also you will be paying in 10 equal installments over 5 years. That is the land cost that we are offering. So it is available for IT, ITS and the ESDM sector. Next. sorry. So in the, these are the areas which is available for that IT tower which is constructing at our own expenditure. It will be ready in another 6 months. And the cooperative building Namkom, that is ready, and the IT park at Aditipur, it is also ready, that it is the area available. And the private sector in the industrial area, there is 2 parks already available, and the Asol Industrial Park at Namku, that's Tripudana, and the Mimiki that with Namkum. These are the private sector park are available, that area which is available for you. So it's come on the industrial area, and we can support you. So these are the plant available for the IT sector in the Jamshedpur area. Even not only in this plant, which is other areas also you can apply. This IT areas, it is only reserved for the IT industry. It is in the Aditipur area. These are the plant area available, and the land price which is given there. The per acre is, the first plant is 76 lakhs. That area, if you go see that, it will be 4 crore, 5 crore that per acre. That is again we are paying the installment. These are the land available for the IT sectors. When you are planning for a large, and if you are independently planning for a building to construct in the IT sector, suppose if you are setting up the IT park, that for the other unit to set up, that concession is available. So in addition to the land concession, we are giving the concession and the rent also. If you are hiring that, it's a small, that there is a question also raised in the discussion with the Honorable Chief Minister also. If the land is from the industry, then we are giving the concession and the rent for the 50% rent for the 2 years, that we are again giving the concession on the sector development. So in short, in case of the IT, ITES, ESDM, PPO, we are facilitating the land. We are giving 50% concession. In that 50% rate also, you will be paying over 5 years in 10 equal installment, that also without interest. So in the whole process, what you are paying is something around 30% of the cost of the initial offering, and then appreciation and everything, and that land also it can be transferable once unit can become production also. So that facility available by governed by the industrial area regulations, that area available. So this is the electronic manufacturing cluster which is ready at Jamshedpur. It is related to your sector. That is being constructed in the cost of 187 crore. This is just the flatted factory photo, that is a recent photo we gave it. There is a 4 flatted factory available. That factory areas, the flatted factory is available. 2 lakh square foot area is available, readily available, 2 lakh square foot area. And already 15 units are got the land in that area, and then we are having some more land available. The 20 acres of land is still available, that can be occupied for the ESDM sector, that the whole ecosystem is there. That is also available in the heart of the city. It is not in the outside of the city, that is in the Aditipur. So your cost, everything will be less, and this area will have 2 powers. One is from the JUSCO and another is from the JVNL. So the quality of power is high and the cost is also less, and that is it having the complete developed infrastructure, and this is supported by the ESDM policy of the state. So almost ready. So anybody interested, that the single window can help you in resolving the issues. We are having the single window. So during the discussion also there are some issues are raised. So if any issues are with any other department also, that we will coordinate with that department. Suppose if you have the problem with the electricity department, if you have some issue with the pollution, some issue with the labor, the single window will help you, and we are having a dedicated team for that. If that team is not able to resolve that issue, I will be there always to help you in resolving the issue with any of the department, not only with the industry department, with any of the department of the state, we will provide support. And with the traditional manufacturing industry is well aware of these procedures, and they will be helping you, and other industries also will support. IT sector also we are having the single window clearance for them. And not bother about any department, we will coordinate with that department and will get to the clearance. These are the Industrial Area Development Authority. There is a authority available. You can get anywhere in Jharkhand. The dedicated in the IT park is in Jamshedpur, and we are constructing the flatted factories across the state. If any land available, any of the industrial area which is found to be suitable for you, that can be transferred and that can be identified also. Even if we existing industry list, if it is suppose in the Kokar area, if you find any industry which is want to ship to IT, That also we can facilitate, and that you can construct a IT tower there and you can set up your unit there also. So these facilities are available from the Jharkhand Industrial Area Development Authority. And these are the, when you see the dot, everywhere we are having the industrial areas, and especially the larger town you will see that where it is available. And in the existing industrial area also you can set up the IT and PPO operations. This is the contact numbers and this is a mail ID. So when you have any issue with the department, that you can contact there and we will support. In addition to that, there is an issue raised during the Honorable Chief Minister meeting, the procurement of IT services for the government. So we are having a separate procurement policy which covers manufacturing and service sector. If in the case of MSC, that is a micro and small, most of your investments will not be more than 5 crore in the plant and machinery. So you cover on that. In that case, we are giving, there is no turnover class can be fixed up. There is a minimum criteria will not be there. And the EDM and the security deposit, there is a complete relaxation for the micro and small industries. That facility is available for the IT services also. In the L1 calculation, there is a price band of 15% price band is available for the local industries. Suppose in the case of you are from a local industry, your price is 150 rupees. The L1 price is 101 rupees. You are still have the rights to give the services at a price of 101 rupees. If it is a non-MSME, there is a 5% price band is available. So that also you have the preference to help in that area. If you have any issue with any of the department in the procurement also, you can approach the Director Industries. Whether if it is not as per their policy, as per the government policy, then the department have the right to stop the tender. Only clear the issue, then only they can proceed further. That right is given to the Department of Industry. If any industry feels that they are not following the policy of the government, and we can stop the tender and we can scrutinize the whole process. If it is as per the policy, then only we will allow them to go further with the tender. In the case there is a window available for you that to implement the policy, then there is just a fee of 5,000 only that we can help you. In the while making your application also, we will suggest you also whether you are covered under the policy or not. That facility is available when you are giving services to the state, whether ITA services or any other services also. You have some other vertical also. If you are a unit from Jharkhand, whether you are a MSc or non-MSc, both units are having the benefit of the tender policy. For the MSc sector, the benefits are more. We are having almost 10% transaction cost, otherwise almost all things are free. There is no turnover, there is no minimum experience. They can ask the turnover and minimum experience for the units outside the Jharkhand. If it is a Jharkhand unit, they can ask the minimum turnover and the experience also. And the tender document is free and the EDM is free, then security deposit is just 10% of the what it can be given for other. And there is a price fund of 15% available in the price calculation, and that price fund also without GST. When we are calculating the price fund, the state GST will be removing that. So again there is a something around you will be getting a benefit of 20-22% the price variation benefit you are getting when you are a unit in Jharkhand. That benefit is available. If you feel that any problem in any of the department, that in the Directorate of Industry can help you and to get that whether that they are following as per the policy. And if they are not following as per the policy, we can stop the tender and then we can ask them to guide as per the tender procedure only, they can issue the work order. That benefit we are giving to you. So if you have any issue relating with the land, if you want any lender accommodation from the government, which is the IT tower, and in the private sector also, if you want to set up a unit in any of the industrial area, whether you want to transfer also, that will help you. And in case of single window clearance, if you want any problem with any of the department, whether it is a factory license or with the electricity department or any other department, the single window help you and to resolve that issues. And for the BPOs and the IT sector, we are having the procurement policy. We are having the preferential purchase from the units located in Jharkhand. whether you are MSc or non-MSc. For in case of MSc, we are having a better benefit. In case of non-MSc, there is a benefit for available for you to resolve this government procurement process also. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your presentation on land bank and land policy for IT and IT sector. Now may I invite Mr. Abhinav Arora, Eureka Outsourcing Solutions, for your presentation on upskilling, gateway to stay relevant for the future.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Abhinav Arora. I represent Eureka Outsourcing Solutions. The responsibility given to me today is to share my viewpoints about upskilling, which I rightly think that is the gateway which is relevant to the future. But before I move ahead with talking about upskilling, etc., it's important to bridge the gap between us through an introduction. So I'd like to introduce Eureka Outsourcing Solutions to you, since we are not present right now in this part of the country. Bear with us, please. There's some, I think, inconvenience which is happening. So are the students enjoying in the meantime? The energy is low, right? So some technical glitch, so unfortunately the presentation is not available. But just to give you an introduction, we are a 17-year-old organization. Started in 2003 when Godrej wanted to cater to its own customers. They joined hands with GE, which is again a pioneer, and that's how we emerged. 2009 we became an entity which is independent of Godrej now, and as we speak we have 7,000 plus employees. We're working out of 9 centers spread across 7 cities, handling 50 million transactions annually, catering to 50 plus clients. And with respect to our capabilities, we are not only into BPM or BPO outsourcing, we are also into artificial intelligence, RPA, NLP processing, robotics, and IoT. IoT is a huge part of our business, which is creating smart office spaces. From the robotic and RPA perspective, we are into email and web automation completely. So that's about us, and since I'm here to talk about upskilling, in these 17 years, it's been a very, very, very constant upskilling that we've been doing consistently to probably stay in the game. But if I ask anybody here, at least for the BPO leaders who are sitting here, that why is upskilling required, what is the first thought comes into our mind? The first thought, maybe it comes to our mind, is to stay afloat, probably to stay in the game. But in my point of view, I think it is expectation which is meeting the reality through upselling. Coming from a tier 2 city like this, our state was also born at the same time when Jharkhand was born, that's Uttarakhand. We did not have too much of an exposure, but we had education. When this education, brought us to a level that we could have talked about, something which can, then we went into a different kind of an upskilling, which was into, engineering, which was into hotel management. Those are the kind of upskillings that we did with ourselves. And then we moved on to a professional era, which is into the, BPO industry. So my thoughts have only been revolving around a BPO because this was a BPO and BPN summit, so I wanted to touch upon the point that how are we relevant to this kind of a thought process of upskilling. It's important to understand how the external factors are also affecting the upskilling. Whether it is the customer behavior, whether it is the technology, whether it is the expectations, it's all the way around which is affecting and creating the needs for the upskilling. In our BPO kind of environment, the most important parameter that we all look upon is customer satisfaction survey. All of us here can really swear around the fact that we've been getting privileged with new technologies, new touch points, new methods through which we are becoming more and more empowered. Yet, the customer satisfaction survey, which an online research firm had done a few weeks back, stated for the last 5 years that it has gone down from 94.6% to 92.5%. It's a decline of 2.5%. Is it because, what's happening? Is it because we are not growing? Is it because that these touch points, which are the new avenues which have opened up, are opening up the expectations? Yes, to an extent, why? But also from the fact that if we talk about the touch points today, there is the proportion and the percentage of people touching those customer service aspects through voice and email have actually been reducing, and the non-voice touch points have been increasing. When we talk about a BPO and a BPM, the first thought that comes across into our mind is a call center, a voice. That's actually not the case, and probably now the time has come that call center agent has to be a customer solution provider. So the CSA word has to get converted into a CSP, because the person who's going to be sitting here touching up the customer or receiving any interaction from the customer is not going to be touching only from one channel of a voice or a non-voice or an email or whatever. He has to be an ultimate solution provider, and that's why this upselling is important for all of us. Second most important, is it a need or a want? In today's time, upselling is actually becoming a need. Why is it becoming a need? Because it's important for us to actually adapt and go with the time. 68% of the employees, the research says that within, they want to actually stay within the organization and stay abreast with the new technologies. Why would they want to do that? Because it's a corporate world. Nobody wants to stay at the back. Everybody wants to learn what's coming next for them, and that's how the growth will become. But in this time, if I have to talk about, the domestic BPOs or the industries which are high in manpower, whether semi-skilled or skilled or an educated manpower which is working into them, what is the biggest threat that is coming onto them? For at least the domestic industry, the threat is, it's the attrition. We have 80 to 100% of the people churning out annually within our organizations. And we all realize that these people are not churning out just because of some amount of money. They're churning out because of the fact that they do not see beyond a level that they can learn from their existing roles actually. And that's where we come into the picture. It's actually a cusp. Besides the part where the agent actually feels the same way, on the other hand, the companies are also coming, from new technologies of AI and RPAs where the mundane tasks are getting handled by the robots. So, any which ways, both of these situations are leading to one inference, which is upskilling the existing employee to take up the next level and actually handle the tasks which are more relevant for the future. That's going to help him, that's going to help the organization. Why is it going to help the employee? Because the employee will have a better loyalty, he will have a better career progression, he will have a better standard of living because he's going to be earning better, and at the same time there's going to be a stage of a self-actualization for him as well, where he will feel that he's actually trying to achieve something within the same parameter that he's been working across. For the organization, yes, commercially it is very, very important because we all know a homegrown employee comes at a much more optimized cost than a person that you hire from outside. So it's a cost advantage to all of us. At the same time, besides the cost advantage, it also brings in some kind of a loyalty, which in today's time I think is becoming the most important factor for any kind of an organization to have for its employees. So this is what I had to talk about, the upskilling part. From the society perspective, I think there is one very, very important part that's going to be happening, which is the differentiation between the technology aspect of a tier 2 and a tier 1 city is actually going to be diminishing. Whatever a person who is able to access, use or utilize a technology in a city like a Mumbai, in a tier 2 city also, an employee who is working here will be able to do the same, which technically means it's a better family satisfaction because it does not have to leave for a job to some other place. And that's where the softer aspect or a social aspect of upskilling is very, very relevant and important for us. That's about it. Thanks a lot for hearing me out. Cheers. Thanks.
बहुत धन्यवाद सर आपके
अरे
presentation के
सराव
लिए।
अब परिचय
Now,
सर
may I
लगी
invite Mr. Nausar Dalal, Connect Business Solutions Limited, for your presentation on upskilling, gateway to stay relevant for the future, sir.
Good afternoon, friends, respected panel members. So, I see that we have got three people talking on the same subject, which was a bit of a revelation which happened only once I came in and saw the agenda. So hopefully you won't find much of an overlap, or we should be able to sort of put some different facets to it. So when I start, how many of you know Charles Darwin? Charles Darwin? Yeah. So I think he had a theory of evolution, yeah, for all of us to know. And he said that it is not the strongest of the species that survives, or the most intelligent. It is the one that is most adaptable to change, yeah. So if I take that in the context of, today's world of BPO, I'm tempted to paraphrase it to say that it's not the most qualified of the species that will survive or the most skilled, which members of BPO industries are meant to be, but it's again the one which is most adaptable to change, yeah? And that's what brings us back, to the sort of topic which we are talking about. So when I look at, the players and the sort of people who work for us in the BPO industry, and as my earlier colleague said, I think there has been an evolution, yeah? So what started as someone having to come to take calls 8 hours a day, and at times with very, very short breaks. That person is now meant to evolve into someone who can manage an omni-channel environment. Yep. So from just being a sort of one uni-channel in terms of the voice channel, it's now expanded across various touch points of the customer service framework. Because today's Gen Y customer does not necessarily like to sort of use even voice at all. He or she may prefer a chat option, or, if someone has the time, he or she could mail, or most often than not, people just resort to social media. Yep. So we at Connect Solutions have actually sort of expanded our customer service offering to sort of make it an omni-channel offering. And when that happens, I think necessarily individuals have to skill themselves in doing more than just voice. Yep. We did experiment with something called a super agent, where one person, manages the relationship, for the incoming client. But from cost perspective, I don't think, we could get too many clients to sign off because, there is huge bit of underutilization. So we still run separate queues, but what we do is that, the better of the voice agents are those who are inclined to do back office, they do have opportunities, to work in either an email queue or a chat queue, or for that matter, the more savvy of them, we also train them to be people who work in our social media command center. So we run social media command centers for, quite a few top names in the industry. So sort of, we take them there. The second bit, of course, which is now again pretty much given is, this whole piece about what's lying ahead of us. Yep. But that is going to start impacting a lot more people. So what I've just mentioned about getting cross-trained, cross-skilled, within the current operating environment is, of course, the more immediate thing which is going to affect a lot more people within the organization. But for the future, and building for the future, I think the future technologies include I think this is absolutely a need. This will disrupt the job market in the future. You may actually have a situation where you have a lot of bots sitting on the table and taking calls, but you will still need individuals. Yeah? But again, they will need very different kind of skill sets. They would need skill sets of EQ, the emotional quotient, how they would interact, or supervise or work with, an army of bots. So those are the kind of skill sets which are required. Yes, a smaller set of people, could actually get trained in sort of how to write code and all of that. But we being a BPO company, I think that's less relevant. That's more relevant for IT companies in terms of, and a lot of the big names we read in the papers also, where somebody's taken a 50% target to train their people over the next 3 years, somebody's taking a 70% target. But for us, it's slightly different. So for us, it's really, how do we sort of train our people to sort of have the emotional quotient and the ability to adapt, change and work with, a different kind of people who would be there in the workplace maybe 5 years down the road, from the BPO perspective. What we also have seen in the past is that the government, particularly, over the last 5 years, has been hugely supportive in terms of, the skilling initiative. I think in one of the earlier sessions, we did talk about the Digital India initiative, which was the umbrella overarching initiative, which included steps not only on the BPO side, but also more importantly on domestic electronic production and the whole BPO plus IT-ITES space. So that was with a view to sort of how do we sort of rescale, upscale our IT workforce to look at some of the emerging IT technologies. The good part of it is, and of course then, there was also the Honorable Minister, as part of the budget speech this year, has also sort of pretty much said the same thing, where, Ms. Sitharaman has said that the government will now focus on new age skills like artificial intelligence and Internet of Things to help our youth, and I'm just quoting her, to help our youth get jobs overseas, for which a dedicated curriculum will be developed across identified sectors. I think this point also came up in the session which we had with the Honorable Chief Minister over tea, to say that how do we introduce some courses within colleges, and within the sort of formal education curriculum setup. And of course, then within the Digital India, parallel to Digital India, we have the Skill India initiative, which again has been an initiative which has been running pretty much for the last 4 to 5 years. And again, that really looks at how do we do e-learning, how do we do online networking, how do we do sort of digital assessments, exams, but it has to happen a lot of fun also. I mean, it cannot be very, very dry. So I think the fun element is required, for organizations to look at in terms of how do we make many of these initiatives exciting. And finally, I will say is, that what is really exciting about the skilling agenda is the whole India's demographic dividend, yeah? And what do you mean by demographic dividend? It means that the number of people who are into productive employment, I'm putting it very simplistically, is significantly more than the people who draw on them for their sustenance. So to say that, say people in the 2021 to say the 50 kind of bracket outnumbers the people who are below 20 and maybe above 55, yeah? And this phenomenon is going to continue for India for the next 30, 35 years at least. And I think I was reading something which says that maybe by 2055 is when, the sort of pendulum again start turning. As some of the people sort of who are currently in the earning bracket sort of, grow older and go to the retirement age, and, as we sort of try to control our population, that's when the demographic dividend may start turning. But till then, I think, I think it's a great time for India. The number of people in the working population, which is close to about 50%, as in this is in the working population, it's only going to grow. It will peak by 2030, and as I said, by 2050, I mean, that's the indication that it may start turning. So therefore, all the more important in terms of how do we continue to sort of, skill them, reskill them, upskill them, to sort of ensure that India continues to, bear fruit of the demographic dividend over the next 30, 35 years. And of course, I think it's a given that the demographic dividend will help, people move and India move into, and sustain itself as a sort of high-growing economy in the world, including fulfilling possibly Mr. Modi's vision of getting into a 5 trillion economy, over the medium term. Yep. So I think to sum it up, I've talked about the relevance or the two different kinds of skilling required, one for the immediate future, one linked to RPA and new technologies. What the government is doing, how do we make it fun, and sort of how does it all come together for India? Yep. Happy to take any questions, and otherwise I'll sort of end, rather than starting with it, I'll end by sort of introducing Connect Business Solutions. As I was mentioning over tea, I think Connect Business Solutions, earlier known as Startup Business Support Services, is now the largest domestic BPO in the country. Yeah. We've been in existence for the last 14 years, consistently focused on the domestic industry and, running consistently profitable operations, usually committed to the domestic industry. We have 30,000 people across the country, 26 delivery centers in 20 cities. And the fact that we have been in Jharkhand, even without any government support for the last 10 to 12 years, I think it's a bit of a hidden secret. Yeah. So as I mentioned to the Honorable Minister also, we run a center in Jamshedpur for the last about 10 to 12 years now with about 1,000 seats and about 13 to 1,400 people. And yes, we have had a good experience in Jamshedpur. The only slight challenge is the direct connectivity from our major metros, where the senior leadership and including me sit. But that's a small thing. But we have had a great experience, less attrition, good committed people, and good mix of languages available. Other than Hindi, we also get a lot of the northeastern languages. So we have had a great experience. So I'll stop there. Thank you so much for hearing me out, and all the best.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation. Now I invite Mr. Sahi Sakon, Epicenter, for your presentation. और आप लोग अभी बाहर नहीं जाएंगे लंच के लिए
12
यहाँ
पे
से
चला
अनाउंस करेंगे
लंच लगी नंबर को अनाउंस ले हां लंच
लंच
टाइम आधे पौन घंटे के बाद हुआ हां
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. In Ranchi, as Paresh from NASSCOM said, the city seems to be known more for Mr. Dhoni rather than the BPM sector. But I'm glad to be here today, and I think the government and NASSCOM together are taking steps to making sure that the BPM industry
वो इम्प्लीमेंट ऑलरेडी किए गए हैं कुछ पाइपलाइन में हैं जो धीरे धीरे सब इम्प्लीमेंट करे जाएंगे। इसके अलावा कंट्री लिकर का जो हमारा जो व्यवस्था थी वो हम लोगों ने इस बार से 1 अप्रैल से सरकार ने चेंज कर दी है। कंट्री लिकर में एक तो पहले वो पाउच में सप्लाई किए जाते थे, तो वो अबॉलिश कर दिए गए हैं। अब फॉरेन लिकर की तरह ही नए कंट्री लिकर के प्लांट्स के लिए लाइसेंसेस दिए जाएंगे और उसमें फिर उसकी बजाय बॉटल्स में वो लोग पैकिंग करेंगे जैसे दूसरे राज्यों में कराया जा रहा है। जो इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट ड्यूटी है, ट्रांसपोर्ट ड्यूटी है, उसको रेशनलाइज किया गया है इस बार, जिससे कि लोग यहाँ इन्वेस्ट करें, लिकर सेक्टर में इन्वेस्ट करके मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करें। केवल झारखंड के मार्केट को नहीं, आसपास के जो मार्केट्स हैं जहाँ फिजिबल हो वहाँ भी वो सप्लाई कर सकें, जिससे कि इन्वेस्टमेंट आए और इन्वेस्टमेंट के साथ इस सेक्टर में भी कुछ एम्प्लॉयमेंट भी जनरेट हो। इसके अलावा जो बहुत सारी बार्स हैं, चूँकि होटलों की संख्या में भी वृद्धि हो रही है, रेस्टोरेंट भी, तो बार की संख्या में अपेक्षित वृद्धि नहीं हो रही थी, तो उसके संबंध में भी कुछ फीस रेशनलाइजेशन किया गया है। और उसके बाद से ऑलमोस्ट पिछले 3-4 महीने में हम देख रहे हैं कि जो लाइसेंसेस लास्ट टाइम 120 से वो बढ़ के 146 हो गए। रेगुलरली एप्लीकेशंस आ रही हैं और सैंक्शन की जा रही है, जिससे कि जो भी रेस्टोरेंट्स हैं और जो लोग भी करना चाहते हैं वो लीगल तरीके से लिकर को अपने कस्टमर्स को दे सकें।
रांची के खेलगांव स्थित हरिवंश टाना भगत इंडोर स्टेडियम में मिट्टी के डॉक्टर सम्मान समारोह का आयोजन किया गया, जिसमें मिट्टी की जांच कर सॉयल हेल्थ कार्ड बनाने के लिए प्रशिक्षित सखी मंडलों की दीदियों को मिट्टी के डॉक्टर की गरिमा से नवाजा गया। कार्यक्रम में शिरकत करते हुए मुख्यमंत्री श्री रघुवर दास ने जहां लाभार्थियों के बीच अनुदान राशि का वितरण किया, वहीं किसानों को सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड भी प्रदान किया। इस मौके पर कृषि सचिव पूजा सिंघल ने
Engineering and doing robotic process and automation and using artificial intelligence to further evolve processes and make sure that customer interaction and service-based excellence is obtained in operations. Cloud systems are more digitally expanded to be more user-friendly, to make sure that data is secure. There are digital consultants who specifically work in this industry to drive and evolve these services. Digital marketing, you now have advertisements on Facebook, Google that garner more responses, more direct interaction with consumers rather than your traditional advertisements maybe on billboards or on the TV. Social media, I think the use of Facebook, Twitter is widespread. So in case a customer has an issue or a concern, I think what they do today is go ahead and post it online so that several other people see it and it gets more attention from the company to make sure that issue is resolved. Big data and analytics is something again evolving in the BPM industry, which is quite required for operations to use the widespread data that's available and improve on their processes. And lastly, telecom and ISP companies, which need to constantly evolve and make sure their network and services are better to garner more outreach to consumers. So a question I had someone ask me is why is this digital revolution so important? As an operating person, I think whoever heads operations again on the panel on out of other BPO companies, you would probably sympathize saying that the way to make profit is a very small window. You cannot be under-delivering, that's probably going to lose your customers. If you over-deliver, you're probably losing money. So making sure that fine balance is maintained to have your three key stakeholders, which is your shareholders, your end customer, your client, as well as your employees, all balanced and happy is a tedious task. So how do you improve customer experience? It's the main ideology is to run digital technology and make sure improvements are made in process excellence. So if I were to give an example again of an e-commerce company, the delivery person via house and the website are the front office. The warehousing person who's storing the product you've ordered and getting that to you is the middle office. And the person connecting all of this is probably doing the back office transaction. So how does digital impact back office? Is something I'll explain on with an example in the next slide. So if you look at human resources and what human resources as a function does is widely split into these six key tasks. So right from recruiting a person, the traditional way was to get the person to the office, do a face-to-face interview, and get them hired. Well, today with the advent of Skype and Zoom and several other technologies, you can interview anyone across the globe virtually. The way you reach out for posting jobs, it's all online nowadays. You have your portals, social media sites, etc., that you can use to outreach to get more job applicants. There are pre-screening tools, which are again online tools, which are used to do background verification. And your onboarding and documentation again is all nearly digital nowadays. So versus submitting Xerox or photocopies, everyone just sends a WhatsApp or uploads documents on Dropbox, which is the digital way to go. So once an employee is onboarded, your OJT on-job training, you have virtual videos and different sort of digital techniques which can automatically teach an employee versus a traditional classroom training. Once an employee is onboarded and has the training requisite to do the job, then there are other HR functions that are ancillary, which are like payroll, again, which can be consumably automated. Incentives are calculated, based directly on work efforts. Your performance management, which is a key area in any BPOs, because any agent or any employee to function needs constant coaching, feedback, monitoring to improve on what they do. All of that again can be done, digitally. The fifth step would be other regular administrative services that we have. So any letters that are to be given, any memos that are given, all of that are completely digitized. HR can, at the push of a button, just go ahead and deliver these to you. So what are the advantages of utilizing and having a digital operational model? First, obviously, it gives you a lot of swiftness, speed, and agility in making sure that operations executes as per what they've planned. Once operational cycles are, bettered, innovation can be kind of speeding up to grow at scale as well. So the more a company innovates, the better it gets at its processes. With both of these combined, the organization will definitely look to drive its revenue up, drive sales up, with new and existing accounts. And then the most important piece of improving customer satisfaction, this change can embrace and ensure that consumers stay more loyal to your company. And the last but not the least, it of course helps reduce costs and improve bottom line to your technologies. I think that's all I had. I don't want to take up too much of your time because it is time for lunch. But I would just sign off by saying that embracing a digital change is inevitable. What you would require to do, again, as I think Nauzar and Abhinav pointed out, as the skill sets of the workers improve, that will be very, very required to adopt to this change. So it's imperative that we get our school curriculums, college curriculums, our training, all of that geared up to make sure we can adapt and embrace this change. Happy to take any questions. If not, just to give you a background, I head operations at Epicenter, which is one of the oldest BPOs in Mumbai. We've been in operations for about 20 years now, largely based on international operations, got into domestic a while back, and are looking at, expanding in centers such as, in places such as Ranchi. So again, an honor being here. Thank you Team NASSCOM, ENY and the government of Jharkhand for having me here. Thank you.
धन्यवाद सर आपके प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए. Now I invite Mr. Avinash Vasa from Content Hub for your presentation.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. As my colleague just mentioned, we are about to go for lunch, so just bear with me for some time more. Just for introduction's sake, that person over there with the rocket pad is not me, but it represents all of us. The topic for today, where we're going to be speaking is upskilling. Upskilling and gateway to staying relevant for the future. In my personal opinion, and we've got a lot of young friends here, in my personal opinion, upskilling is not about an individual. It's not about concentrating just on one individual. So on the next couple of slides, to keep it more simple, we're going to focus on how upskilling is important for from various dimensions. So onwards here. Okay, so we definitely have one slide here which is missing, but I'm going to cover it towards the end. So in the modern arena, when we talk about upskilling is about an individual, upskilling is about a department, and upskilling is also about an organization. All the three components put together and we do upskilling, that's how we move ahead with success. In my personal opinion, when we talk about an individual, there are two essential components which are required from an upskilling perspective. One of them is finer communication skills. Being in the BPO, BPM industry, communication is the key for any individual. And how you harness it further is up to us, but yeah, that's one of the most important things. And the second is, we all need to get digital ready. It could be social media skills, it could be automation, it could be anything, but being digital ready is the most essential component of an individual's success. The second is, from a departmental perspective, creation of SME. Now, when we talk about upskilling, we often forget that we also need someone who is at the center, the backbone of that upskilling program. And for me, that person is the SME. And the next is creation of innovation labs. Every single time, my colleagues did speak about, HR automation and, a lot of other stuff. But every department, whether it's from HR to finance to operations to training to every single department should focus on innovation. And creation of innovation labs leads to smaller processes which could lead to better efficiency and better experience. On the organization side, and this is something very interesting actually, I just happened to be at one of these summits, conferences, and collaboration, for an organization, upskilling for an organization is dedicated towards collaboration, because when you collaborate, when you come together, you can bring a lot of value to the ecosystem around you. And one of the things, at an organization level which focused on, they're large players, and everyone talks about, how many hundreds of thousands of people they employ and, how long they have been in business. Cogent Hub is relatively very new. We are an SME, and we kind of understand the hardships of an SME, but we also need to realize something, that as an SME, when you're in the BPM space, what we are essentially doing is we are asking a thousands of miles away to trust you with their work. And when you want them to trust you with the work, and if you're not focused on their security needs or their compliance needs, sorry to say, I think we'll be in the wrong business. So as an SME and as a small company, we should definitely invest, in terms of our compliance, in terms of the security needs, which should be aligned to global practices and which should be aligned to the customer's interest. That's very important. Now, while we have focused on, what is required and what kind of skill sets are required, in my opinion, it's very important to understand how do we do it as well. So to put it more simply, this is how I do it. As a company, every single thing that we do, we actually surface it through this circular approach. Create a goal, create a strategy, focus on the structure, put systems, put timeline, and also incentivize. BPM as an industry is the single industry which, in my opinion, focuses a lot on manpower. When you focus on manpower, when you focus on ourselves, how do we incentivize each other is most important thing. I remember in my last stint, as a partner with my previous organization, one of the biggest learnings that I had is, I'm sure a lot of people would have heard about wealth sharing. We also need to understand that when we talk about wealth, we also need to talk about every single person in that system from top to bottom, that every single person should be incentivized if he or she is doing the right stuff. So with that, it's a thank you from me, and I really commend the state's role in terms of allowing us to present, allowing us to come here and be with this wonderful audience. Maybe limited, but it's always good to have some people smiling and being here. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now we have come to the end of this session, and lastly, I like to invite Mr. Surmit Dey, Segura Technology Solutions Limited, for your presentation, sir. आप सभी का धन्यवाद ज्ञापन
फिर
करिए। मैं
अरे सराहव
आमंत्रित करती हूँ
ಹಿಂಗೆ
निदेशक
आमंत्रित
IT
करनिದ್ದು
गवर्नेंस श्री उमेश प्रसाद सर।
श्री उमेश प्रसाद जी।
Thank you, madam. Now it has been banned for formal vote of thanks, but as all our speakers and the guests who has spared their valuable time, and that they have come to Ranchi and that to this location which is very far from the main city, and I think the speakers, I have all gone through all the presentation. It is really a learning session for us and not for the government, for the audience present here. So we are very much thankful to all the speakers who have spared their time, has come down to this place, at least in Jharkhand, and we are also thankful to our the Honorable CM and all the secretaries who has participated, and especially Mr. Ravi Kumar. I once again, on behalf of Department of IT and Government of Jharkhand, thank you very much.
और आप सभी से निवेदन
नितो
है,
आपे
लंच
सुके
के लिए
निवेदन
आप
मेना'a
इस तरफ प्रस्थान
आपे लंच
करेंगे।
लगी नितो
इस
उना सपे
हॉल
चला
के इधर, और निदेशक
हॉल
महोदय
रना
निवेदन है,
तानम
सभी
से
स्पीकर्स हमारे जितने हैं उनको
जितना
दामोदर हॉल
स्पीकर
की
मेना
ओर
कोआ
लेकर प्रस्थान करें।
को दामोदर हॉल से
दामोदर
इदिक
हॉल
को
में
ना
आपके लंच के लिए all of you
कॉस्ट
are
पे
invited। और आप सभी से निवेदन
और
है,
आपे सनाम
लंच जो है
निवेदन
इस तरफ
मेना'a
भी हो रहा है और
कि
इस
लंच
तरफ भी है,
बनारसा हयुग
तो
कना
जिधर भी आपको इच्छा हो आप जा
जना
सकते हैं।
जहां सा के चला सना पे और नसा के चला पे अड़े अड़ी सराव। इंड कर दे।
राज्य सरकार ने तय किया है कि 30 सितंबर तक सारे राज्य में जिनको उज्ज्वला गैस सिलेंडर मिलनी चाहिए, जो उसका हक है, जो उसका हकदार है, वो हक उस तक पहुंचनी चाहिए। इस दिशा में भी तेल कंपनी और आप सभी प्रखंड के विस्तृत अध्यक्ष उपाध्यक्ष समन्वय बनाकर 30 सितंबर तक हर हाल में जो बाकी बचे 10 लाख लाभुक है उनको चिन्हित करने का काम करें, और इसमें आप हर पंचायत के उज्ज्वला दीदी का सहयोग ले सकते हैं। विस्तृत के जो हर जिले के उपाध्यक्ष आज ही 5 अपने जिले के 5 विस्तृत प्रखंड के अध्यक्ष हैं या मेंबर हैं, ठीक है, उसको आज ही नियुक्त करके आज ही लिस्ट देना है, ठीक है। तो मीटिंग समाप्त होने के बाद हर जिला के विस्तृत के उपाध्यक्ष, प्रखंड के अध्यक्ष और सदस्य के साथ अलग अलग ग्रुप बन के 5 मेंबर अभी आज आधे घंटे के अंदर ये जमा करना, ठीक है, ताकि इन लोग को हम लोग ट्रेनिंग दे सकें और ये मास्टर ट्रेनर बन के फिर जो हमारा एनजीओ है तेल कंपनी के साथ फिर ये जो पंचायत में जो हमारा उज्ज्वला दीदी है उनको फिर ट्रेन करना, और इस तरह फिर ये जितने लाभुक हमारे लगभग जब 30 सितंबर तक 10 लाख बन जाएंगे तो लगभग 43 लाख लाभुक झारखंड में एलपीजी गैस कनेक्शन, 57 लाख परिवार में 43 लाख घर के पास एलपीजी गैस सिलेंडर पहुंच जाए। अब हमने रक्षाबंधन के दिन घोषणा की थी कि सेकेंड रिफिल भी हम झारखंड के 43 लाख बहनों को देंगे, क्योंकि ये जानकारी में आ रही थी जो हमारा आदिवासी क्षेत्र है, जनजाति क्षेत्र है, गरीबी के कारण या फिर शोषित वंचित दलित क्षेत्र में गरीबी के कारण वो सेकेंड रिफिल भराने में थोड़ी असमर्थता थी, और इसको ध्यान में रखकर राज्य सरकार ने सेकेंड रिफिल का प्रावधान राखी रक्षाबंधन के अवसर पर झारखंड की बहनों को तोहफा देने का काम राज्य सरकार ने की, जिसकी शुरुआत 23 सितंबर जन्माष्टमी भगवान बिरसा मुंडा चाईबासा की धरती से शुरुआत हो रही है। उस दिन सेकेंड रिफिल भी लाभुक को बांटने का काम उस दिन होगा।
जो रेवेन्यू की फिगर्स है लास्ट 5 इयर्स की वो हम लोगों ने दी हैं, और लास्ट ईयर रेवेन्यू था करीब 1082 करोड़ रुपए। उसके बाद 1 अप्रैल से चूँकि नई नीति आई है तो उसमें जो टारगेट है वो दिया गया है हमको 1800 करोड़ रुपए का, जिसमें से लगभग 800 करोड़ का कलेक्शन जुलाई तक हुआ है। पिछले वर्ष से ये लगभग तिगना है, नई पॉलिसी में रेवेन्यू लगभग तिगना हो गया है और हम लोग को पूरी उम्मीद है कि हम लोग को जो टारगेट है वो हम लोग अचीव करेंगे इस बार। जो सेटलमेंट जो होता है शॉप्स का, उसमें ई लॉटरी सिस्टम इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया है। इलेक्ट्रॉनिक तरीके से